my first episode of the start of the new season with free agency opening up for the Chicago Sky. And then we got word that Kahleah Copper has been traded to the Phoenix Mercury. Stevo's going to come on. We're going to talk about it, break it all down. And what the hell are the Chicago Sky doing? What is the plan with this offseason? We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
Welcome to Chicago Sky Central, and here's your host, Haize.
What's going on, Sky fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Sky Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Sky related. And we had been off for the off season. I had been planning. I actually had the topics together for the first episode with the opening of free agency. Wanted to talk about the moves that the Sky did, the players that they lost. And so I was putting together to do that episode around the mid part of today. I was going to release that episode and drop it. And as I'm putting together topics, I get an alert on my phone. That alert on my phone says that Kahleah Copper has been traded to the Phoenix Mercury for players, draft picks. We don't have the exact framework of the deal down yet, but we do know that Kahleah Copper will be on the move to the Phoenix Mercury. Stevo's in the building. Stevo, bro. There's not very much in the WNBA that completely shocks me. Like, the WNBA, we're used to player moving, we're used to things like that. But Kahleah Copper being traded, keep in mind, the Chicago Sky made a move in which they traded, I believe, 3 first-round picks to bring in Marina Mabrey last season to build that and to re-up this team around Kahleah Copper. You bring in Spoon as your new head coach. We have a new GM. Dwayne Wade joins ownership. And it seems like this team is headed to a path of trying to build a contender. And now you've traded your best player, the player that you built this team around, to the Phoenix Mercury, who are trying to build a legit competitor down there. We don't know the exact players, at least not as yet, that are coming back to the Chicago Sky. But how do you feel about this move, Steve, from what we know so far?
I'm highly confused here. Like I saw the alert and it was one of those double backs. I was like, oh, well, make it Chicago Copper. What? Like it's one of those moves that it was just like, okay, I understand we didn't have any picks, and I understand like it's a nice draft class coming up, like, and we still don't know the details of this whole move, but you just with the signing of the new coach of Teresa Menespoon, one of the reasons why they wanted it was the relationship that they knew that can grow with her and Ka. She was just literally the heart and soul of this whole team. She was the everything. Like, she was selling tickets. If you go into a Sky game, you're going to see her. If they're down and we need a bucket, we need her. She, leader of this team, probably captain of this team. I don't understand it. I don't understand this move at all.
You know what this feels like to me? And not to always link everything back to the NBA. This really, at least right now, feels like when the Bulls traded Jimmy Butler.
Yeah,
because you just signed her. Keep in mind, you just signed her to a contract extension right before the season ended, right at the deadline. So it painted this picture and this feel that, you know, we're gonna keep her, we're gonna build around her, and then you turn around and trade her before that new deal even kicks in. And to me, I don't know how to feel about this right now. Does this mean that maybe Kahleah Copper, in talking to the team before the start of the season, maybe told them some, or let them know some things that they had concerns about continuing to build the team around her? Maybe it's something like that, trying to just understand it. But it doesn't. This makes no sense, bro. Just to boil down, it makes no sense.
There was nothing. There was no inklings. There was nothing to tell us that there was any turmoil going on. Like, she just recently got engaged. So I'm thinking, like, this probably the happiest she's probably ever been in her career. She just got paid. She's about to get married, starting a family. Like, what could possibly go wrong? You in a city that's almost close to home, and then I don't get it. Like, I really don't get it. Like, you already just lost 2 cornerstone piece of last year's team, who I'm pretty sure she built a great rapport with, and then to go along, and then I'm like, okay, you bring it back a former teammate that she won a championship ring with. Okay, that makes even more sense. On top of being a veteran guard, I'm like, okay, that make more sense than to I'm about to get my day started. I'm about to see what I can record on NBA Central, and I get a dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Kahleah Copper is going to Phoenix. What in the hell is going on here? I need some answers, and I need answers quickly.
Yeah, as of right now, Mark, I see you in the comments. We don't know what we're getting back for Kahleah Copper right now. Just right now, we know that it's players and picks. That's all we have. At least, I'm waiting to see if anything comes down while we're on this live, so we can break down the deal itself. But Kahleah Copper, surprisingly enough, 12 hours ago, tweeted out, "Just know when my vibe's off, I peep something." So she must have been told about this last night. This probably isn't a shock to her. Since then, she's just been tweeting about her dog. So clearly she's known that this was happening. This is just, man, this is crazy,
Like,
bro.
like the only thing I can make sense of it as in right now is they have to see somebody in this up and coming draft that they just need.
And keep in
Like
mind,
that's
too, we do have
go ahead.
we have the first pick of the second round as well. So maybe it is something that they're looking at in this draft. Maybe. But go ahead, keep it going. I'm sorry, bro.
Because it's just to me, like arguably top 5 scorer in the WNBA right here.
Mhm.
Not only that, she's almost like a transitional different type of freak athlete that this WNBA has not seen, and if they haven't seen in a while. So it's almost like so I don't even know how to explain it. Like it is kind of like Jimmy, but the difference is between Jimmy, they flat out said we don't know how to build around her.
Mhm.
Like I don't understand how you see her growth before we even won the championship. But then Candace get here, you see her growth while with this team, becoming what the finals MVP, I believe she did.
Yeah.
Coined the name KFC Copper. She became one of the most noticeable names around the league. Just to go here, she does have a pretty good season the next following year, even though you gutted the team, paid her, and then be like, yeah, maybe that, yeah, we should trade her now. Like, I don't know, because and it's also to a team like you said to begin with. This is also a team in Phoenix that's not necessarily just sitting and waiting for picks or just sitting. They're trying to win. They're going to try to win this year. So there's no telling that if none of these picks are going to be as valuable as you thought they will be, because, like I said, like you just said, they're making multiple strides and moving. They didn't move Skylar, but they didn't replace them with other people. The guard out of Washington. It just don't make sense to me. Like it makes sense for them, but it don't make sense for me.
Now, the only thing that I can think about it is this way. This is just me trying to rationalize it. This is not me. So you brought back Diamond DeShields, which okay, former Chicagoan. She was a big part of us winning the title. All that we understand. We love her here. You traded for Marina Mabrey last year. We know what Marina Mabrey can be. There was maybe some fit issues with her and Kahleah Copper. I feel like they worked it out by the end of the year, but initially there was a little bit of a growing thing. Maybe they feel like with what they paid Marina Mabrey, with what they are getting back in draft compensation, they're getting back Isabel Harrison. Morgan Birch seems like she's on path to stay here as well. Maybe this is this guy just wanting to get younger, even though we're seeing players in the WNBA play well into their almost 40. Kahleah Copper has so much, you would think, career left ahead of her, not just behind her. It's just, I don't know, bro. I'm trying to rationalize this in my brain. And honestly, everything that I'm coming up with has to just be that either Kahleah quietly asked for this in reviewing the situation, and maybe in what the GM and the coach had planned. Maybe she just figured, like you said, she is getting married. She's 29 years old. She'll turn 30 in the middle of the season. Maybe it's hey, I see these other teams and these super teams forming around. I see these moves happening. I don't know if we can get there, and maybe we got to push it forward. I just know we better not be getting fucking low budget Charlotte Flair back. Dude, I don't want Sophie Cunningham on this team, bro.
I do not want Sophie Cunningham. Yeah, she can make a 3, but I ain't got time to deal with all her nuances and stuff that comes with it. Like, and that was another thing that came into it. I was like, Phoenix, there's nobody on Phoenix that I no longer want. If it was Skylar. She's gone. She's going to Seattle. So who are you looking at? They said it's players and picks. Who are you looking at? Because at this point, I have no clue of anything. I don't know. Like, Another thing that possibly is popping in my head. Maybe she didn't like the decision of Courtney leaving. Maybe she don't like the decision of Atlanta.
Or maybe they knew they were leaving us because keep in mind, Courtney wanted to come here to play with Ka. So maybe this has been in the works and this was already the plan.
Oh Lord, well, if this ain't a plan, this some real Chicago Bulls ish, and I don't like it. It's too secretive going on. I need some answers like today, like this very second. And
Listen,
what's bothering me is nobody said nothing right now.
If we get Ashley Jones back, I'd be okay with that. It's not great, but we were both high on her in that draft. So
yeah,
maybe.
Come on, y'all gotta give me something before we get out of here. Cause I'm trying to figure out what was y'all thinking. Like, I don't get it.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. And we have no details on the deal as it stands right now. We don't know.
Like, nothing. I was more excited. This is probably out of all Chicago teams, I was most excited to see this.
Exactly.
Team.
Me too. Because I was excited to see what getting Isabel Harrison back fully healthy. I was excited to see what that was going to look like. We were bringing back Diamond DeShields, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Exact term of the deals are still being finalized, but it will include draft stock. So they don't know yet. I mean, this is kind of reaction to the trade. Of course, I was gonna hit Stevo up for us to record the first full episode of Chicago Sky Central back after the break. But once we have the details of this, we'll come back with a full episode. It'll be pre-recorded, but at least our initial reaction to this is I don't know what we're doing here. And this worries me. And this has me now a big questions about, was it really just James Wade that was able to have the vision for this team?
No,
because I don't see it, bro. I don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Right now, my eyes are big towards front office. Now I'm like worried. Now, like the fact that like we don't normally see people just up and leave. Yes, it was an NBA job, but you just normally don't see people up and leave a whole season left and just did. Like a lot of stuff that was happening was kind of like weird. Like we wasn't having the most like usually what happens. Like I don't get it. And then I just thought about it. Like you said, you can put her in the same team with Charlotte Flair, the motherfuckers you don't even like.
And it's not just they don't just like each other on the basketball court. They legitimately don't like each other. So
at all.
So man, I don't know, bro.
Man, Sky, the answers.
We'll see, man. We'll see, but we'll be back with a full episode at some point today. We'll be talking about the details of this trade. We'll be talking about the moves that did happen, moves around the WNBA as well. This was kind of just a reaction stream because this is major. This signifies a major change in the direction of the Chicago Sky, and we'll see where it ends up taking us, man.
Man, I hope it takes us somewhere. We in hell.
Facts, man. You guys can follow us at Chicago Sky Pod on every social media platform. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoSkyPod@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail, 773-270-2799. We share that voicemail with Chicago Bulls Central. So if you hear Bulls on the voicemail, don't be thrown off. We share the voicemail, but go ahead and leave those voicemails there. Me and Steve will be back at some point today with a full episode breaking down what the fuck is going on with our Chicago Sky. But we'll see you guys next time we go to Skytown, y'all. Peace.